10.
Yeah.
So yeah, we enjoyed it.
Okay. It's kind of interesting to see
Yeah.
people in traffic. and
It's not
markets.
it's not quite like the first one that you invited us
No.
to. I was thinking about that.
Nana
I
siya
don't know whether
napili, ma'am.
you
Ha?
Nana
did
siya
you
napili.
see
Nana.
that room that
Yes.
we stayed in.
Yeah.
Nanapili. Una-una lagi na ako gabi.
Roger and me. They invited us to the wayside, and when we got there, it was a huge room, like a suite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it a suite?
At
It
the
might have
waterfront.
been. It was the executive suite,
Yeah, presidential suite.
the presidential suite, and there was a huge bowl of all kinds of fruit, and on the bed was strewn rose petals.
You know, in the shape of hearts.
That was at the waterfront, right?
Yeah, waterfront.
And
Waterfront.
they
I
did
said,
it.
I said to Beth then, you know, I could take a vacation just staying,
In this room.
just staying here at the pool and
Yeah.
beautiful food.
We love the waterfront. And if
Yeah.
we had, that's our favorite place. And if we had felt better or it was more appropriate at this time, we would be at the waterfront.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sure actually looking at how the food was there, if you wanted to speak to the chef, I'm sure he would come out with his talk.
Yeah.
It would be as Hollywood has led us to believe it
It's
is.
Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you liked it. You know, the way I looked at it was to have given them a little bit rich inspired me. Now, I don't know, I haven't heard about little bit rich. So I'll answer that question. But
Right.
he inspired me when you guys went to Hong Kong.
Yes.
And I thought, what a wonderful thing to do for two people who are giving their entire lives to other people. And so that's what kind of inspired me to do the same.
Yeah.
And that's how I looked at it, and still do to this day.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was extraordinary.
Nami
What
amigo,
happened to you?
nami
He-
amigo, Bet, ika-introduce na mo saya.
We were
Ihamang mo ka
receiving
ng bata-bata.
support
Gusto niya bata-bata pa.
through his foundation.
Oh, he has a foundation.
He set up a
Mao
foundation,
gani, ma-introduce na
and
mo
we
saya.
received a
Pila edad
regular
ato, ma'am? Pila edad? Pila
which
edad ato,
allowed
ma'am?
us to do so much. But more than that,
Ha?
he was our guardian
Butan kayo.
angel
Butan.
with advice. He was astute in the business.
Dili layo sa ya.
I don't know what he did for a living, but I think he was
Kita ni mo butan
an
Bet.
extremely prominent person in a big company.
Imong makita nga birds of the same feather
He sent
flock
us to
together.
Hong Kong because Beth had just got through a scare, a cancer scare.
Wala
And we discovered some lumps
industries
that were worrying her.
po siya.
We went through
Industries
the
Ano ba?
clearing. It was okay.
Kita yung kanang
But
trabaho.
any scare on that is a scare. So
Nga matinabangon butan.
he wrote to the message like and he said, "Where would you like to go?" Without any reservations. And Beth said,
Ako tag
"I've always
pero
wanted to go
madisturbo
to
ang iyang
Hong Kong."
conversation.
He said, "What we got to?"
Basta Sir Terence, history.
And he worked out a modest hotel for us to stay, how much that would cost, what we would need in spending money, within reason. And that's what he said. It was awesome.
You know, I had
Taking out
church
budget.
surgery
My brother in Pangalawan.
in 2021. They took 66 slides out of my prostate.
Yeah.
And they found one with cancer. It was called Gleason 6 cancer. So I studied Gleason 6 and found out what it is. And they're not sure if they want to even call it cancer, but they do. So I sent it to labs in Maryland to verify it was Gleason 6. Then it went to Mayo Clinic. Because of that also. And I said,
Yeah.
So they said, keep doing your PSA every 3 months, and in a year do MRI with contrast, and make sure that nothing has grown, nothing's happened. And then they said for the rest of your life, if nothing is there, every 6 months you do a PSA. The other thing you could do was interesting at Mayo Clinic was, once again, they're always enlightening. They don't do prostate exams, biopsies the routine way. They do it through the skin, from the top, from above, from outside the body. They do it instead with needles. So they don't use the old-fashioned prostate exam. And that's relatively new. They're the first ones to do it. And then the other thing they said was I was going to have both knees replaced at one time, and I said, what's your opinion on that? They said, never even think about it.
Yes,
Unless
I think
it's
you heard me say this.
possibility
Oh, is that
of infection. And then the knees I was going to use were brand new knees that I had researched about. They said, we never use new knees until they've been studied for years and years. So I went back, I got a Mayo Clinic physician in Washington State who trained in Mayo Clinic, and he did the knee for me. And anyway, it was once again another great experience in Mayo Clinic. That's all.
Yes, and I remember that you're very strong
Yeah.
on Mayo. When you speak of Mayo,
It's
he's
kind
Mayo.
of like the Beatles, but it's much better than the Beatles.
Oh boy, he's
Well,
crazy about
if you have
people.
an operation through the Mayo, they don't. When you say how did he go, they don't go.
No. Although I must admit that I do see the sonic symptoms.
Are they still your group?
But I'm sure that many of the original founders and people involved in cases from the Mayo Clinic, no doubt. Wow.
You know what we can do? We can introduce her to Logan. Their friend.
Well, I think there are other ideas.
Activities. School activities.
Well, depends on what
I don't think you'll be able to get the sound on this.